Hey, what's going on? This is Darnarian McCants with Pro Power Performance, associated with DotFit as well as Team Beachbody. NFL former wide receiver. Now, that's just for those. Thanks to the young lady who said she only chose my account because she thought I was cute. Cool, but this is what I'm doing. This is going to be the intro to my new site on Facebook. Basically, I'm going to try to keep it professional as possible. So for those who are on my other site, put a lot of randomness and just crazy thoughts on there. So I won't flood you with that. So this site will be strictly for the professional athlete, the professional trainer. That is my goal. So I'm gonna try to keep it straight and direct on one path. Um, and just to give you my background, I know I wrote a lot on there, so if you want to read it, cool. But basically, tell you my direction and how I got to where I am. At an early age, I like to get in trouble for whatever reason. I've always seemed to get in trouble somehow. Denarian did it. Denarian did it. So guess what? I had a mother that actually loved and cared for me. So she punished me. So being punished, I had to find other things to do. While in my room of solidarity, I learned how to draw. I learned how to write. I wish I'd have picked up a math book, but I didn't. Uh, and from that point, I also picked up a book about exercising because I've always been infatuated with muscles. I wanted to be Incredible Hulk. That was my goal. I want to look like Incredible Hulk, but not so green. All right, and I didn't, this is early '80s. Didn't know much about, you didn't get magazines and bodybuilding and all that stuff. Not where I was. I was in the city. So, finally moved out to the county. Looking at this book, I'm in my room. Push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, jumps. I used to do pull-ups on my banister, on my bunk bed. Push-ups, I used to hang from it, and then curls on my abs. Used to do a million crunches all at that time. Sit-ups before crunches were added into the system. And that's what I kind of did, to pass time, and just to work some things off of me. The stresses from being in a household that I grew up in. I changed my diet and the way I ate when I saw the movie X from Spike Lee. And I didn't quite get a chance to meet him. I was in the same vicinity, but I would like to thank Spike Lee for making that movie, because without that movie, I don't think I'd become the person that I am. Because from that movie, I kind of saw how I was viewed in America. My dad said some stuff, I kind of saw some stuff because of my life and where I live, but it was when you're a part of the environment, you don't know that you're a part of an environment. That's just how you live. That's okay. The police pull you over. Hey, well, that's just what it is. That's just how it is. Until you go and see other things and you realize, no, that's not how it is, and no, that's how it shouldn't be either. So, from that point, I decided not to be a stereotype. I can't be, won't be. I won't be put in a format that somebody else says I should be in. And my grandmother used to say, I'm never going to let the system raise my children. And I, of course, being young, I never understood it. But then you have what you have today. Parents aren't raising the kids, so guess who is? The system, the government, the TV, and whatever else society has said is better for you than being a parent. From that point, I changed my diet. Stopped eating pork. And now that I'm older and I've studied it, I really try to stay away from pork. It had nothing to do with religion. It had everything to do with the problems you get when you eat pork. High cholesterol, high in salt, high in fat. If you ever watch the commercial, they tell you, the other white meat. It's for a reason. And if you know where the pigs come from, what they eat, and you probably stop eating them also. So, it really had nothing to do with religious thing, but more or less not trying to destroy my body. Because by this time, 12, I had a goal of going to college playing basketball. I was going to go to college to play basketball. So from that point, I started using my body as a tool to go to school. And you'll probably hear me say it in other videos, but that was my philosophy at a very young age, because I wasn't staying in the neighborhood that I grew up, and I wasn't staying in my mother's house. That was my goal: get out of mama house. So I'm playing sports. Played a little football, popped one of 3 or 4 games, appendicitis, dropped down to 110 pounds because I couldn't consume anything. Then by the time I got out of the hospital and, the coach came and dropped off a trophy, which I didn't play, I didn't understand, didn't really want. Oh yeah, you gonna come back out? Well, coach, I'm 150 pounds. So within that time period of being an 8th grader to a freshman, I jumped about 30 pounds. So that's what I was saying in another video about size. I gained 30 pounds over the summer. Probably grew some at the same time. So that was my extent of Pop Warner. Go on to play JV, and how it worked there. Everybody tries for varsity. Then if you get cut, you go to JV, and if you cut from JV, we didn't have freshman ball in Columbia. Made JV, played with my boys. We was terrible. I was terrible. A lot of upset games, week in and week out. I move. My family moves. Whatever they're going through, I gotta go through with them. Go to the rival school, which is kind of ironic, which I started first there in Oakland Mills, moved to Wild Lake, back to Oakland Mills. Made varsity. The coach was like, yeah, they told me to come out. I don't think they expect me to make it, but I actually made varsity, called my boy up, and I was like, dude, y'all made varsity, y'all make it? And he was like, no, we still on JV. So I told the coach, I gotta quit. I can't play varsity because my boys is still on JV. So ended up playing JV that year. I think I actually played outside linebacker and running back. I was basically just due to the fact I was fast off the edge. Caused a lot of havoc. I think we had a decent season. Wasn't that bad. Go to Arundel. Didn't play football. Like I say, my goal was to play basketball and go to school. College basketball was my goal. Played ball. We actually went to the Final Four that year for Division 4A. Senior year, had nothing to do. They finally figured out when I got all 3 of my transcripts from other schools that I actually graduated. So I didn't have much to do. Couldn't do work study. Didn't have a license, or couldn't go anywhere else. So I just stayed in school, did a whole bunch of electives. That's when I figured out I was a true artist, and I was natural. And played football, basketball, track, lettered and everything, all state and everything. Got a scholarship to Delaware State. Technically, I was a walk-on because they had never heard of me. Only played 1 year of varsity football. So, yeah, you don't get a lot of recommendations off of 1 year. Played 4 years at Delaware State. Did pretty good my senior year. Leading scorer in the nation. Got drafted by the Washington Redskins. Yep, played there for 4 years. Great time. Went to the Eagles for 1 year. Bounced around from several different little leagues. Back to Baltimore, thanks to Coach Harbaugh. Best wishes to you. And then I am where I am today. I realized I'm always working out. I love health. I love being in shape. So what else should I do than try to get everybody else in the same kind of condition? And it's more or less the thought process of being disciplined, of being in shape, of living healthy. Athleticism is my lifestyle. I still work out the same way. Not as intense, but I still work out the same way. So my goal now is to help you become a better athlete, to help you lose some weight, to help you understand and think positive to a better way of living. That is my goal. That is Pro Power Performance. That is me. Until I get big enough to start paying people, you get me 100%. You will not get an employee or anybody else. So when you sign up to become a better athlete, when you sign up to lose a couple pounds, you get Darnarian McCants. World-class athlete, world-class personal trainer.